Welcome back to another episode of Gossip Girl. So today we're gonna talk about a current issue, which is corruption. It's quite a hot topic nowadays. The words corrupt itself carry a bad meaning, so I believe some of you might understand and know what we're gonna discuss on this episode. For those who doesn't know what's the meaning of corruption, corruption is a dishonest or illegal behavior, especially by powerful people. Ahead of poverty and unemployment, the rising cost of food and energy, terrorism, and climate change. To put it in a simple way, if I want to have something but I doesn't have the characteristic needed, I give some present to get something. Based on Our World in Data website, it said that political parties hold the highest percentage at 65%, with the police 60%, civil servant 57%, and the lowest NGO at 28%. But the main issue is where this behavior of corruption start. Some may say it start at home, some may say it start at workplace or school. If you want to know about how, why, type, and the effect of corruption, do watch the video until the end. Hi, please sit down. Thank you, Miss. Please tell me about yourself.
My name is Khairnisa Binti Abdul. I'm from Kuala Terengganu. Okay, that's all from me. This is my resume. I'll tell about myself. My name is Nur Atika Binti Abdurrasa and I'm from Pasir Johor. Okay, that's all from me.
Okay, thank you. I will call you within a week.
Thank you, Miss.
Hello?
Hello, Miss Echa. I'm Nur Atika Binti Abdurrasa. That day I had interview with you. So how about the application that I applied that day?
Miss Atika, I'm so sorry that we had already taken another candidates to fill up the position.
Oh, really, Miss Echa? You have take another candidate? Oh, okay. It's okay. Thank you.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Hi,
Hi Nisa, how are you doing?
I'm good. How long did we didn't meet each other, Auntie?
I think we last met at your brother's wedding, right?
Oh, I see. Auntie, actually I have something to ask you and something to give to you.
What is it?
You know, I really want to work at a company, but
I know it's hard for you to make a decision between me and the other candidate that going this interview in your company. Then if you take me work at the company, I have to give for you.
What is it?
Okay. I want to give this if you give work for me.
Oh, thank you so much, my dear nephew. Of course, I will take you as my employee because you're my nephew, right?
Yeah.
Besides, there's no other candidates for that position. Thank you.
Had you been in some situation where someone give you some present to get something, do you know that's one of the type of corruption? Shame of you if you had do it, but I believe you didn't do it, right? So why don't we take a break before continuing how to overcome corruption?
Let's break the chain of corruption. Hey!
Economy and segment what cause. For this week, what cause corruption? What are the cause of corruption? Before not involved in corrupt practice because they like doing so rather is often their only option. To an extent, the cause of corruption vary from place to place. The cause of corruption includes dictatorship like North Korea, maybe not same in largest democracy like Kenya, but there are still some general cause. First cause is poverty. Poverty not only encourages corruption, but the corrupt public institution execute poverty. It is not good at all. The poor engage in corrupt practice out of desperation, but the only people who want benefit in long run are those already in power. Second cause is literacy and poor education. Similar to poverty, the most corrupt country often those with a low rate of adult literacy. Literacy can face corruption in a number of ways. First, those who can read well and more like to read newspaper and online media and therefore be able to critically evaluate their own public institutions and politicians, corrupt fear of ignorance. Second, best
education make a pupil more likely to find a stable career, therefore they are less desperate. Third cause is grace. Greatness is impossible to tabulate, but it is undoubtedly an important cause of corruption. Corruption continues to exist because the people with the most in the society are not content with what they have. The more they have, the more they want to encourage. In corrupt society, politics is a venue for the great as a leader use their position to exertively vast among the public fund means for the good thing. Next cause is low pay scale and raise. Most the employees in the government sector are paid low wage and salary. Hence, some employers revert to corruption for more financial benefit. The last cause is low job opportunity. This is another cause of corruption. Due to lack of job opportunity at will, there are many people who like to go for corruption mode to get the job offer. They will be ready to pay lump sum amount for the job offer to higher official. Okay, before this segment ends, let's see the video example of cause of corruption. Let's see.
So guys, you had heard and watched about corruption, right? Do you get any corruption idea? And if you do, congrats, because you're on the way to know and learn what is corruption. Now let's hear about type and example of corruption.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today I'm going to share with all of you about 3 effects of corruption. The first effect of corruption on pupil is it will lead to the lack quality of services. The quality of pupil that involved in bribery is most probably will not sufficient compared to the pupil that being honest. For example, a medical student gives bribe to his teacher in order for making he passes all the examinations. He might not see the consequence of that action, but in fact, the student itself actually have not enough knowledge to declare himself as a doctor. The second effect of corruption on pupil is about the changes of employment. There will be limited quota for pupil to be employed in any occupations. We already know that there will be no honest in pupil when it comes to corruption cases. My friend, to make things clear for this point, I will include an example along. The example is about family matters. The nephew just finished her study and wanted to find a job. One of her aunts have its own company. The girl took an easy way, which is persuade her aunt by giving some quantity of money to get the job even she has no qualification for that particular job. This is what actually I am trying to show to you about limited chances of employment. This situation also leads to the bad consequences to the company in the future. Last but not least, the failure of genuine research are also the effect of corruptions. Research by individuals need government funding, but some of the funding agencies have corrupt officials. Do you know that these people sanction the fund for research to those investigators who are ready to bribe them? Then they do not sanction the funds to genuine and hardworking investigators. Of course, the research and development will be lagging. This seems to be not a problem to common public. As a conclusion, we, as the generations that will lead to the future, should avoid any bribery cases because corruption will just give many bad effects to the society or even oneself.
I cannot get a job. I can. Why? Why this happened to me? I'm already sure the best of me. I have a good result. And also, I'm very confident about it, but the day I get the result is very disappointed me.
Hi, I am Khairul Samit Al-Halim will tell you about the solution for the corruption. The first thing that you have to do is have awareness and knowledge of the offense or crime of corruption. If we do not have the awareness and knowledge, we do not know that the thing is wrong, and then we will make a mistake or corrupt criminal without knowing the consequence. Other than that, we need to have a system or person principle of offense or corrupt criminal. If there is no system in the workplace and also personal principles of corruption, then we have a tendency to do the mistake. For example, at a university, a student who is unable to attend the class because of a late wait, we ask his friends to sign his present by giving something in return. This is one of the factors towards the tendency to make a mistake or corrupt criminal in the future. Furthermore, we must be aware of the rules, laws, and regulations in our country and exercise our political rights and responsibility to combat the immorality. Then, existing structures must be used as checks and balances to address the situations. There are many tribunals and commissions surfacing daily to address all these issues. However, we must become active members of our institutions that reinforce principles of democracy, fairness, and justice in the country. Most of our politicians, who are our leaders and supposedly examples, are the ones perpetrate corrupt acts daily. Their individual influence cannot be underestimated, and the corporate ultimate aim is to destroy many people live by achieving their selfish gains. On the other hand, within our institution, we can position ourselves to agitate and apply positive peer pressure in the negative situation. These are some examples of the articles about the crime that our politicians have done.
we did not meet each other until
I think we last met at your brother wedding, right?
Oh, I see. Actually, I have something to ask you and something to give to you.
What is it?
You know, I really want to a company, but I know it's hard for you to make a decision between me and the other candidate that going to interview in your company. And then if you take me work at the company, I have to give for you.
What is it?
I want to give this if you give work for me.
Oh, thank you so much, my dear nephew. Of course, I will take you as my employee because you're my nephew, right?
Yeah.
Besides, there's no other candidates for that position. Thank you.
Auntie, I have gift to give to you. This is for me. If you take me work at your company.
I'm so sorry, Nisa. I have to be professional at this job because I think just because you're my nephew doesn't mean that you can work at my company, right? Because beside you, there's many other candidates that suit for that position. I'm so sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Say no to corruption.
I'm sure at the end of the video, you'll be like, thank God I watched the video. Now I know how to prevent corruption and learn something from this video. So now you know what's the meaning of corruption. You also had watched the simple scenario regarding the corruption, even though the video quite short, but it's carried a really meaningful message. So take a look around you and start to make a change to lead a better tomorrow. See you in next episode and don't forget to spread happiness.